Yo, today I want to talk about thoughts. In particular, I want to talk about your thoughts. I know sometimes we sit around, man, or you sit around and you think that the thoughts that you're having are all your thoughts. You think that the thing that you done in your past is just your past. You think it's just you. Ain't nobody quite like me, man. I did some vicious things in my life. I did some cruel things in my life. I lied to people that I love. I deceived people that I love. I've hurt so many people in my life, man. It's so many things that I'm not worthy of. Maybe not consciously you thinking that, but subconsciously, bruh, that's what you thinking. And that's how you sabotage yourself. That's how you sabotage yourself. Let me ask you a question. How many thoughts do you think you have a day? We have so many things that we think about, man. So many things in our past that we regret. So many things in our future that we yearn, we want so badly. How many thoughts a day do you think you have? Do you think you have 100 thoughts a day? Do you think you have 1,000 thoughts a day? Or maybe 5,000 thoughts a day? Well, studies show that the average person has 2,500 thoughts an hour. 2,500 thoughts an hour, bruh. If you sleep 8 hours a day and you stay up for 16 hours like the average person, that means you have 40,000 thoughts per day. Can you tell me 25 thoughts that you had yesterday? If you had 40,000 thoughts yesterday, can you tell me 25 thoughts that you had yesterday? If I had to guess, no. You can't. You can't tell me. Do you know why? You have 2,500 thoughts per hour. And many of those thoughts are the same thoughts that you have over and over again. You beating yourself up with things you did in your past. You beating yourself up with the lies you told to your mom. You beating yourself up because the money that you stole out of your mom's purse, maybe to do drugs, maybe to buy some shoes, maybe to go to do whatever. You beating yourself up for all the foul things that you think you did. And you got people in your life that you look up to. You got people in your life that you have on a pedestal maybe. But I'm here to tell you, man, those people that you look up to, those people that you even have on a pedestal, they have some of the same thoughts. They have some of the same demons. They did some of the same things that you've done. The same things that you've done, we have done. See, we think and we have our own thoughts, and we think our thoughts are personal. But there's an old adage, what's personal, what's most personal, is most universal. So that thing that you've done in your life, you think it's so personal, you think it's so yours, that demon that you think that only you have done that, what you did with your little cousin when you was young, whatever you stole, whatever it is you did, it's not just you, bruh. It's universal. We all have did so many things. You have people that have killed their parents. You have people that have gotten a gun and blown their mothers and fathers' brains out. And you think you got thoughts that only you've had? You think you got demons that only you've had? There are people, multiple people that have done that. And that's a hell of a thought to have. But people have had those thoughts. Not a person, but people have had those thoughts. So you got to stop demonizing yourself. You got to come out of your little shell, man. Come out of that hole. Dig yourself out of that hole of the lies that you're telling yourself that you're such a bad person and what you're thinking is just you. And because I have these thoughts, because I did what I did in the past, I don't deserve the future. I don't deserve the future that people say that I do deserve. I'm here to tell you, man, you do deserve that future. You do deserve that present. You deserve everything. But it's up to you on what you're going to do. It's up to you on what you're going to do. Bruh, I love you, man. And I'm telling you this because I love you. I'm telling this because I love you, man. I'm sorry for the distraction. I'm actually getting my car washed right now while I'm doing this. If you see me looking off Or you hear the water. Don't fall off, man. Stay focused. Stay focused. Those demons, man, that you have are not your own. That's what I was just saying. Whatever it is you're going through, it's not just you, man. You're not by yourself. Don't isolate yourself and think that it's just you. I have my own demons. I have things that I've did that I'm not proud of. I've had thoughts that I've had that I'm not proud of. 2,500 thoughts per hour. And it's the same thought day after day after day. I promise you, the thoughts that you're having today, most of them you had yesterday. Most of them you had last week. Most of them you had last month. And many of them you had years ago. And you keep going over it over and over and over and over again. Imagine if you did something wrong. If you spilled some juice on your mom's carpet, and your mom came home and she spanked you for spilling that juice on her carpet. Imagine your mom spanking you the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next week, and the next month, for months and months and months on end, for years and years and years on end. Your mom spanked you for that little juice that you spilled on her carpet. You would say that your mom is being abusive. You would say that your mom is not being a good mother. You would say that your mom is not being a good person. She's not a good person. Well, if you have had this thought or took an action, and the next day you beat yourself up for it, and the next day after that you beat yourself up for it, and month after month and year after year you beat yourself up for the same thoughts that you've had over and over again, you're not being a good person. You're not being a good you. You're not having good stewardship over you and your life. At some point, you got to let it go, man. At some point, you have to forgive yourself. If you don't forgive yourself, if you do not forgive yourself, you cannot give yourself an opportunity to be who you are supposed to be. If you cannot forgive yourself, you cannot give yourself the opportunity to be yourself. Bro, I know I'm talking to somebody. I know it's not just me. I know it's somebody out there, man, just beating themselves up with their thoughts, man, beating themselves up with their mentals, going through the same things over and over and over again. And I really want to see you come to some type of closure. I want to see you be healed. And I can't do that with this one video, but I promise you, man, if you continue to come back, if you continue to listen, if you continue to take these messages and internalize them and make them your own, and know that what is so personal is so universal, and we're not that different, man. We are not that different. We're all the same. It can happen. Peace.